Morning all. As you can see, we're out in the Land Rover again. We're on our way to a little area called King Arthur's Caves. So this morning what we should be doing is, I've got a rabbit with me that I've shot this morning on my own land. We'll be cooking that spit roast, probably something like that, in between times, doing a little bit of bushcraft, and probably hiking up to the old Badgers set on the top of the hill and building a hide. So we'll be using natural materials to build a hide. Hopefully let it sort of grow with the season, and let it sort of grow with the season. Have plenty of time, so the badgers and the local animals there, even the deer, we get a lot of roe deer here as well, so the deer will be familiar with that particular hide, so we'll be able to go up with the cameras and the video to get some great footage. And obviously nothing's going to change as far as the local area. So obviously if you set up a hide, or you take a hide with you, or you can position a cam net of some sort, then obviously it's totally strange and it's alien to the environment. Basically they focus on it, they know that there's something, it's not quite as it should be, therefore they're alerted to it. So obviously this way I've got plenty of time, I'm going to build the hide, and then we should be able to sit in the hide, hopefully using the wind to our advantage, and get some great footage. So let's make our way down, and we'll give it a go. Right, we've just stopped in an area of the wood and walked across. There's quite a bit of hazel around. There's a couple of people have already mentioned in videos earlier on, hazel's a fantastic woodsman's choice. This particular one we're going to be making a spit for the rabbit to cook, but most importantly what I thought I'd do is take this opportunity just to demonstrate how usable these parangs are. This is a condor parang, it's a villager parang. Very, very sharp indeed, good steel, I must admit, very, very useful tool, but it's got to be used correctly. So if I just demonstrate, for instance, I've taken this bit of hazel with a saw, and what I want to do is I actually want to take this piece here for my purposes, this V, because I'm going to use that with a timber inside of it as a spit for a spit roast. So if I just demonstrate quickly, what you're going to do is obviously making sure that the tool is cutting away from the body and it's behind you all times. What I do is I rest this on my leg basically, and I'm going to take one swipe and I'm going to cut it there. Okay, so there's one, turn it around, and there's two. Now what I want to do is one clear sweep straight through here. I'm going to take it about there. I think for my purposes that's long enough. So again, resting against my leg but clearly behind me, straight through, and there you have it. What I shall do now is use a dead stop to put this against, because obviously what you've got there is two very, very sharp angles should you fall on it or anything else. I'm going to need a point on this end, so I shall leave the point there, but obviously I need to stump them off. So if I use something like the tree here as a stopping block, and what I shall do obviously is making sure that my legs are obviously shoulder width apart. Should I have any problems, I'm not going to hit my leg, but obviously I've got a dead stop straight behind it. So with one swoop, straight there, and again straight there. Now, as you can see, perfect. Like I said, a point on that one, so I just need to take another one of these, and we'll be having some lunch. Well, we finally sort of sat down, and as you can see, got the fire going. We've got a lovely rabbit on there. We've used the hazel that you saw us cut earlier, basically as a spit, obviously a living stick there, so it's not to burn. In fact, everything that we use here is living, to give you that little bit of time frame of usage. A bit of common sense really. But really looking forward to the smells. You guys can't smell this, but the smells of this rabbit is fantastic. We're in the woodland here where you've got ramson, which is naturally pushing through now, really having a spurt on, a spring. And some of the smells and sounds of the woodland is just fantastic. I really think there's no better place to be. But yeah, so we've got the rabbit cooking. We've just had a cup of tea. Got ample supply of firewood. Sat nice and comfortable, listening to the sounds of springtime in a broadleaf woodland. I must admit, couldn't think of a better place to be fair. But, yeah. As I said earlier, the main reason for coming up in this part of the woodland today was to check out the badger set. Here in Gloucestershire, the borders, or bordering Gloucestershire and Wales, last year was the first year that we saw a cull of badgers, obviously because of TB. So there was a cull in certain areas, and I'm quite mindful. I mean, I love the badger. It's a beautiful animal, very clean and a wonderful creature to watch, really is. I do understand, however, that obviously TB is not good for the agricultural sector. And I suppose it needs controlling, so that's why they've done it. You know, whether you agree with it or not, it's there by obviously DEFRA, the Ministry of Agriculture, etc. But I thought I'd come up anyway today and check on the badger sets. Like I said, because this is one that I've watched over the years. Well, for the last 15 years, I think I've watched this set, and it's gone from quite a big group to very little, you know, to a small group, but then to big again, and so it's had some changes over the years. But I'm really pleased to see, and I'll show you some signs in a second, I'm really pleased to see that the badgers are still here, and in their numbers by the looks of it. So I'll just turn the camera around and I'll show you some of the signs, and indeed some of the busiest holes. Right, okay. So basically what we've got is we've got this hole here, as you can see. Now, one of the best ways to see if the badgers are active is badgers, for some reason, they're very clean. And when I say that, the female badger, she'll always relay her bed. And what she does is, from inside, you'll hear in the evenings in the summer, I come and sit in areas like the tree there with a backstop, so the tree's at my back. So when the low light conditions are there, what happens is the badger's eyesight is very poor, and it looks, and all it sees is a silhouette of the tree here, as you can see in the background. And of course, if you're sat in front of it with dark clothing or camouflage clothing, very still, and the wind's still, or it's in your favour, more often than not they'll come out, and you know, they're literally within feet of you. I've had them within sort of 5 or 6 feet of me. And what they do in the evenings, it's quite funny, because what you'll see is they'll come out backwards out of the hole. She'll come out this way, and she'll be dragging through the front legs. She'll be dragging all the bedding from last night's, and she'll come right out with it. And then what she'll do is she'll gather some leaves or some debris. She'll just gather it up, and she'll go down backwards again, so her face is this side, and she's reversing into the hole, and she'll drag it into the hole. New bedding, and she does this every single day, and it's, like I said, it's quite something to watch. It really is. As you can see, the disturbance here on this hole, I don't want to make too much noise really, because I may well come back here in the evening. But as you can see, if you look there, you can see trails of leaves. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if I zoom in ever so gently, you can see leaf and debris all the way down into the hole, and that carries all the way down. Like I said, she reverses down and she'll take it all down there with her, and she'll replace it every single day. It's quite something. But as you can see, I mean, there's a couple of tracks here that you can see. I can see a print here, there's a print there, there's a front. You've got the claws. I don't know if you guys can see, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 there. I can see there's another one there, another claw there, another claw mark. So there's quite a bit of spoor, and it's very fresh. Let's just walk you over to another hole. As you can see, this one here again, you can see quite a bit of disturbance. There we go, and you can even see, let me show you this, you can even see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but just here, there's a trough, and it's basically a trough, an indentation like that, and that's a channel. And what she's done is she's gathered that up, yeah, and she's dragged that up like that, and then back round into the hole there. So it's like I say, that's amazing. Another bit of a divot here where there's a main run, but there's another hole there. You can just see another hole there, and there's another one down by the stump there. There's a pop hole there, I'm not sure if that's an old one. But one of the main ones, up to here, there's 2 main holes, again here. Now I don't know if you can see, if I can get the camera a little bit lower, you can see this area here. There's a bit of a dish, and that dish goes all the way down, and that's where it's a channel, and she's been dragging all of her bed straight back into the hole. Another hole there, and one of the best holes is here. But again, you can see the channel, I'm sure. There's a good channel there, you can see. Yeah, so it's very, very well used again, which to me is really good news actually. So I shall be coming up here quite a bit this year, and hopefully get some great footage, which again I'll put on YouTube. The YouTube things are all new to me, but I mean, some of the wonders that I see in our little areas here is definitely worth putting on YouTube. So I'll be definitely recording it. Badgers are amazing little things. For instance, the toilets, they're very clean animals, badgers. They'll have an area, and it's a badger latrine. And what it is, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but you'll find a piece of ground where the family group has designated that it is the toilet area. And they'll dig a little scrape, about 3 or 4 inches deep, a little divot, a little scrape. And they'll do the business in the little divots, and you'll find little divots all around where they've actually done their business, but it's always some distance away from where they live. So I mean, like I said, they're a very clean animal. Let me just turn you around again and show you some tracks here. You can always know when it's a badger trail because they're very much a creature of habit. A bit like deer, they'll always pick the path of least resistance. But and again, fox, you see, is slightly different, because a fox will never use the same route twice. Hence the saying, cunning as a fox. But let me just turn you around and show you some of these. You can see there the trail. The trail goes all the way through, up over the bit there. There's another trail up through there. I don't know if you guys can see it. So yeah, it's a well-used area. It really is. Just walking around at the top end here above the badger set, and you can't help but notice the good old faithful. King Alfred's cakes. Fantastic. Let's see. Oh. Lovely. Lovely and dry. Fantastic tinder. Fantastic. Thrown a spark from any means into these when they're dry. I always keep a couple in the rucksack, but they're fantastic. And all from nature. Amazing. thought I'd take this opportunity to point out this lovely wall. It's a wall that stretches way up on the hill all the way down to the Wye, the River Wye. And believe it or not, this is the boundary between England and Wales. If you just pan over to the side there, you'll see where all the beech trees are, the large beech trees. This is all Wales. All of the area, all the way down to the tree line and all the way down to the river at the bottom. This is all Wales. And this big old wall here that stood for hundreds of years is the demarcation line between England and Wales. Okay, back at the campfire. Basically, I was just thinking to myself, actually, what I could do with now is some bannock. And I've tried bannock, both eating it, which I enjoy, and making it, and I've not really had much success, unfortunately. So after watching the community, I've noticed, I can't help but notice that Zed from Zed Outdoors and MCQ Mike from MCQ put a video up only recently, and I have it on good authority that Mike's pretty good at making bannock, or certainly he's got a good recipe. So Mike, if you're watching, I'm after your recipe, mate, and a how-to-do guide if you don't mind. But I could really do with some bannock now, nice fruit bannock, perhaps a little tot of rum. Go down a treat. I suppose we'll just have to wait for the old rabbit in the meantime. Right, that's it, done for today. Had a good hike back up through the woods. You see the state of the Land Rover, so I'm going to go back and get her cleaned. But thanks very much for watching. As always, leave some comments, and I'll talk to you or see you lot in the next video.